6 months ago, I made a big decision. I chose to live frugally, not because I had to, but because I wanted to see if it could change my life. I had always thought being frugal meant being cheap or missing out on fun, but I was wrong. At first, I thought I would feel deprived, like I was giving up too much. But something unexpected happened. I started feeling more in control of my money, my time, and even my happiness. I stopped buying things just because everyone else was. I learned to spend with purpose, not just out of habit. This journey wasn't just about saving money. It changed the way I saw life. Now, I understand what truly matters. And in this video, I'll share what I learned, the mistakes I made, and why I believe everyone should try living frugally, even just for a little while. Number 1. The moment that changed everything. It all started with a single moment, one that completely changed how I saw my money. One evening, I sat down to check my bank account. I had been working hard, earning a decent salary, but somehow, I always felt like I was running out of money. As I scrolled through my transactions, I was shocked. So much of my money was gone, spent on things I barely remembered. Takeout meals, random shopping, subscriptions I forgot about. That's when it hit me. I wasn't broke because I wasn't earning enough. I was broke because I wasn't spending wisely. I was spending mindlessly just because it was easy. That night, I made a decision. For 6 months, I would live as frugally as possible, not to suffer, but to see if I could regain control over my money. Could I live happily while spending less? Could I break the cycle of wasting money on things that didn't truly matter? At first, I worried that being frugal would mean giving up everything fun. But deep inside, I also felt excited. What if this was my chance to finally stop feeling trapped by money? That night, I set a goal. I would challenge every expense, question every purchase, and find joy in simplicity. I didn't know it yet, but this small decision would change my mindset, my habits, and my entire approach to life. And so, my 6-month journey into frugal living began. Number 2. Redefining frugality. It's not just about saving money. Before I started living frugally, I thought being frugal just meant spending less. I imagined it as cutting coupons, skipping meals, and saying no to everything fun. But I quickly learned that frugality isn't about sacrifice, it's about spending with purpose. Instead of focusing on what I couldn't buy, I started asking, is this worth my money? If something added real value to my life, I spent on it. If it didn't, I let it go. This simple shift changed everything. For example, I used to buy cheap clothes on sale, only to replace them every few months. Instead, I invested in fewer, better quality items that lasted longer. I realized that spending wisely was more important than just spending less. Frugality also taught me to appreciate what I already had. I stopped chasing every new gadget, fashion trend, or expensive meal. Instead, I found happiness in simple things: cooking at home, reading, and spending time with friends. The biggest lesson? Frugality isn't about deprivation. It's about freedom. When you stop wasting money on things you don't need, you have more for the things that truly matter. And that, I learned, is the real power of frugality. Number 3. Unexpected psychological shifts. Money mindset rewiring. When I started living frugally, I expected to save money. What I didn't expect was how much it would change my thinking. At first, I felt the urge to spend like I always did. I missed ordering food, buying small treats after work, and shopping just for fun. But after a few weeks, something strange happened. I realized I didn't actually need those things. The excitement of buying something new faded quickly, but the peace of having more control over my money lasted much longer. I also discovered something called dopamine spending. Every time I bought something, my brain got a little hit of happiness. But that feeling never lasted. I kept buying more to chase that short burst of joy. When I stopped spending unnecessarily, I felt uncomfortable at first, almost like I was missing out. But soon, I found joy in different ways, like going for a walk, reading, or cooking. These things gave me real happiness, not just temporary excitement. Another shift? I stopped seeing money as something to spend. Instead, I saw it as a tool for freedom. Every dollar I saved wasn't just money. It was time, options, and security for the future. By the end of my 6 months, my mindset had completely changed. Frugality wasn't about restriction. It was about making choices that actually made me happier. And that was a lesson I never expected to learn. Number 4. The art of spending less without feeling deprived. One of my biggest fears about living frugally was that I would feel deprived. I worried that cutting back meant giving up fun, comfort, and enjoyment. But I soon learned that frugality isn't about saying no to everything. It's about saying yes to what truly matters. I discovered simple ways to spend less without feeling like I was missing out. The rule of 3. Before buying anything, I asked myself 3 questions. Do I really need this? Will I still want it in a month? Is there a cheaper or free alternative? Most of the time, my answers stopped me from making impulse purchases. The challenge everything experiment. I looked at all my expenses and asked, can I lower or eliminate this? I negotiated my internet bill, canceled and used subscriptions, and found free entertainment options. Surprisingly, I didn't miss most of the things I cut. The fun hack. Instead of cutting all fun spending, I set a small monthly budget for guilt-free enjoyment. This allowed me to still have treats, but in a more mindful way. What I learned: spending less doesn't mean suffering. It means being smart. When I stopped wasting money on things that didn't matter, I had more to spend on things that truly brought me joy. And that made all the difference. Number 5. The surprising social impact of living frugally. I expected frugal living to change my finances, but I never thought it would affect my social life. Yet, that's exactly what happened. At first, I worried about saying no to expensive outings. I didn't want to miss dinners, weekend trips, or fun events. But I quickly realized something important. Being social doesn't have to mean spending money. Instead of going to fancy restaurants, I invited friends over for home-cooked meals. Instead of costly movie nights, we had free game nights. I suggested outdoor activities like hiking, biking, or just exploring the city. To my surprise, most people didn't mind. Many even appreciated the cheaper, more meaningful time together. I also noticed how much peer pressure affects spending. When friends ordered expensive drinks, I felt the urge to do the same, even if I didn't really want it. But once I became comfortable saying, "I'll skip that today," I realized no one cared. The pressure was all in my head. Most importantly, my relationships improved. Without money distractions, I had deeper conversations and more memorable experiences. I learned that true friendships aren't about how much you spend together. It's about the time and effort you put into them. Frugality didn't make me boring. It made my social life more intentional, meaningful, and fun. Number 6. How frugality fast-tracks financial freedom. Before my frugal journey, I believed financial freedom was only possible with a high salary. But I quickly realized that how much you keep is more important than how much you earn. In just 6 months of living frugally, I saved more money than I had in years. Here's how. I reduced unnecessary spending, cutting back on impulse purchases, dining out, and unused subscriptions. I focused on value-based spending, only paying for things that truly mattered. I redirected savings into my emergency fund, investments, and debt payments. The result? My financial stress dropped and my confidence grew. Every dollar I didn't spend was a step closer to freedom. I also learned about financial optionality, the ability to make life choices without money holding me back. With extra savings, I felt more secure. I had the option to take a break from work, invest in a side business, or plan for early retirement. Many people believe financial freedom requires extreme wealth, but the truth is, frugality speeds up the process. When you need less to be happy, you don't have to work as hard to maintain an expensive lifestyle. By the end of 6 months, I wasn't just saving money, I was buying back my time, my choices, and my peace of mind. That's when I knew frugality isn't about sacrifice. It's a shortcut to financial independence. Would I keep living frugally? The honest answer. After 6 months of frugal living, I had to ask myself, would I keep doing this forever? The honest answer? Yes, but with balance. I don't want to live in extreme frugality, cutting out every small joy. But I also don't want to go back to mindless spending. The biggest lesson I learned is that money should be used with purpose. Now, I spend on things that truly matter, quality over quantity, experiences over stuff. I still enjoy dining out, but only when it's special. I still buy things, but only when they add real value to my life. Frugality gave me something priceless, control over my money, my time, and my happiness. And that's something I'll never give up. So, will I keep living frugally? Absolutely, but in a way that makes life both smart and enjoyable. Living frugally for 6 months changed my life. It wasn't just about saving money. It was about gaining control, reducing stress, and focusing on what truly matters. I used to think frugality meant sacrifice, but I learned that it actually brings more freedom. By spending less on things I didn't need, I had more for things that brought real joy. I stopped feeling pressured to keep up with others and started making choices that fit my goals. You don't have to be extreme or give up everything you love. But trying frugality, even for a short time, can teach you what's truly important. It can help you build savings, reduce financial stress, and create a future with more options. Now, if you want to learn how to achieve financial success, then watch this video next. If you made it to this point in the video, please like and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.